From the north to down here in the southwest, all over the UK, boxing's been used to inspire the youth of tomorrow.
Well, there's a real advocate of the sport, using it in a positive influence. Bristol MP of North West, Charlotte Leslie.
We're here at Filton College in North Bristol, which does brilliant work with young people from across the area in using boxing to unlock their futures. Should we take a look?
Yeah, fantastic. Might remember the face, the former world super middleweight champion Glenn Catley. He helps out here at Filton College. Charlotte, what are we going to see today from the guys?
Well, we're going to see some kids who hope to follow in Glenn's footsteps, but who are also using boxing to unlock further education, higher education, and hopefully the rest of their lives.
So they're in a class now, are they? Just warming up, getting ready.
Lisa, how long has this course been running?
This is its second year, so it's the first course of this kind ever in boxing, and we've now got some students coming through to their second year.
And what kind of success rate have you had? Is it really taking off?
It's really taking off. We started off with 38 last year because it was a new programme. We've now got nearly 80 new recruits this year, and we've got about a 98% retention rate.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was just wondering, how long have you been involved in this scheme here?
In the year scheme?
Yes.
This is my first year with it.
And what kind of difference have you noticed with the kids who've been coming through?
Well, they're excited about it. They're excited with the idea. They didn't realise there was going to be as much academic work with regard to the ACE programme as well. They thought it was just going to be boxing, but they're coming around to it. They're getting there.
Well, alongside one former world champion-ish, a proper one, WBC king, of course, Glenn Catley. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Adam. Your good self.
How are you involved here at Filton College? Because it looks to us a wonderful programme for these guys.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I'm here on a part-time basis, basically helping to run the boxing academy, if you like, putting something back into the sport, and I love it. We've got some great up-and-coming talent, and if I can put something back into the game, dare I say, it can only be a good thing.
We brought in Leeds Award, non-contact boxing, and it's about the enjoyment, you know, fighting a beastie, doing a sport, learning an art. And this is very similar to dancing, you know. Somebody produces a move and they try and counter it or move around it. You know, these are well aware. We're setting conditions. They're not going past them conditions, and they know, you know, if they do this regular enough that, you know, when it's on and they go for it, then they're confident enough to, you know, especially with nerve, and if it is competition, they're actually going to try it.
How does it feel being two girls in a room full of boys?
Feels good, I suppose, like trying to show them up, I guess. Yeah.
You try and improve and trying to get to their level, so it's not too bad.
Well, with us, two of the elite boxers from this programme down here at Filton College in Bristol. And Johnny, I think one of them's from your neck of the woods.
Leeds boy, come on, son, touch me.
Well, you're Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield lads, Leeds lads, yeah, Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Jeff Bateson, you won the Commonwealth Gold a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Youth, that is. Just tell me how you got onto this course.
Well, I was a student at sixth form at school, and I got the call telling me about the course, and I was really interested, and I went down to Bradford College, and they told me all about the course and about the training, and straight away I knew what I wanted to do. I left sixth form, came to the college, and since then I've really enjoyed it and achieved a lot.
I was just finishing school and I didn't really know what to do. I was going to work, I was doing a bit of work, and then me and my stepdad sat down and we went through the ABA website to see what it offered on the education side, and it come up with this like ACE programme. So we got in touch with Mark Collins, and we just went from there, had a meeting, and then we went through like what this can give out. For example, like personal training. It's just something where I can go, because if I want to do boxing and I want to turn pro, but if worst comes to one, hopefully it don't happen, if I have an injury, I've always got a backup plan, which will be personal training or something like that.
So what have you won already in boxing?
So far I've won 4 national titles during ABAs and 3 schoolboys, and then I went out last year a year and a half ago, I was at a boxing European, and I got a silver medal out in the Europeans.
In your sort of plan, mapping it out, what would you do?
I would like to stay on the amateur game as much as I can, and then go through to like the Olympics. How Amir Khan done it, like, and just go that way, go to Olympics, and then get a turnover, and just keep on with my education.
So your ambition is to become a professional boxer?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, you've got this to back you up?
Yeah, well, I've got all my education.
Well, we've seen them practice their skills this morning. That was in the physical department. Now it's boxing theory as well as maths and English. It's the educational side, Johnny. Classroom.
Not rocket science, is it? Johnny Nelson.
Nothing to do with the subject.
Yeah,
what do you do about a fighter having to look at a fight from inside the ring, from a judge's point of view?
9 times out of 10, what we do, we deliver what's called the Junior Boxing Leaders Course, which enables the guys to have an insight into judging and officiating at a boxing tournament. So once they realise how to score, how to judge, the various scoring systems in amateur boxing, 2020, computerised, and manual scoring, they'll actually judge sparring or sit alongside a judge. So they get an appreciation of what the judge is looking at. And it helps them technically and tactically as well, John.
You are in a unique position. This is something boxing has needed forever and a day. So you need to appreciate and think to yourself, think, right, this is how I want to do it. This is what I'm going to do because I now can set the trend for younger fighters coming through.
Well, from the north fringes of Bristol, the suburbs, to right here in the city centre, which was the hub of the riots just a few weeks ago in Bristol.
This was the only place that stayed open all the way through, and there wasn't a bit of trouble here at all.
Now we're going to go in and meet Dennis Stinchcombe now, who's been working with boxing at the sharpest end of Bristol.
Let's go in.
Dennis. Yeah. So from Filton College, where the funds were more readily available, here we are at the Riverside Youth Project. And Dennis, you've got to fight for every penny here, haven't you?
That's right. Riverside Youth Project is born out of the old Brawl Plain Boys Club, which has been in this city since about 1894. So we've always been looking after the young people of the area. And about 26 years ago, we actually raised £400,000 and built this complex. So we actually own it as well. That is, the kids own it.
How much does it cost you per year, though, since?
To run this per annum for everything that goes on from seven days a week, 24/7, you're looking at about 230, 240,000 a year. And I find that through various little pots of grants that I can get, which is targeted youth work and targeted funded youth work with young people. And more importantly, kids come in through the door day and night, and we have about between 1,200 and 1,400 young people a month coming through the doors here. So that tells you where the subs come from, and it's all quite cheap. It's not expensive. I mean, the little ones pay 50p, the adults pay £1 or £2.50. So, I mean, the bottom line is, it's not like we're trying to take every penny off them, but we do get a lot of young people through the door.
What kind of impact do you think you're having on these young people? Because we all know it costs a lot. Once a young person goes off a straight and narrow, goes into the criminal justice system, that costs a lot of money. What kind of impact do you think you're having on the young people in the area?
Without a shadow of a doubt, every young person that we keep out of any form of incarceration is saving the local or the government about 150,000 a year. I would like to see just one of that 150,000 to come here, and that would help us out big time just on funding. But it's never seen quite like that.
More for you to lobby.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everyone needs to recognise, especially over what we saw in the summer, the kind of antisocial behaviour and the riots we saw over the summer, it makes it all the more important that work like yours is recognised.
Well, chaps, sorry to interrupt your session. How keen are you three on becoming a fighter, or are you doing this for structure and for, you know, giving yourself a solid foundation?
Well, I'm quite keen on just doing it for the fitness, really. That's the main reason why I joined. So, yeah.
I've been boxing for about 4 years, but I just wanted to carry on doing it after I've left school as well.
Well, I'm doing this for my fitness. I want to get fitter. I want to become a sports teacher, and I know a lot of people here because of it. I made more friends.
You want to become a teacher?
Yeah.
All the young people, they want to be here, they're enjoying it. And the atmosphere in the boxing gym, in a real boxing gym, within the building, they feel at home here. They know they can come here, and if they have had a bad day at the college or anything, they can come here and go on the pool tables, they can have a chill out, they can have a chat. and it's a bit of a social, but at the same time, it's like one big family here. And we all, well, we're all here for each other.
Inspirational stuff there. Now to one of the most remarkable boxing figures anywhere in the country.
Brendan Ingle has literally been my mentor in Sheffield from the very beginning. A real father figure to me too, through many years. How on earth did you manage to deal with me as a youngster and all the other reprobates in the gym coming through?
Well, you were the start of me losing me hair. Well, you know, everybody's good at something, and I'd watch my brothers when I lived in, back in Dublin, back in the 40s, born in 1940, so our entertainment was going in every night to the gym beside the house and watching my brothers train. You could not box till you were 11, so you trained, it kept you out of trouble. And you went to the National Stadium in Dublin every Tuesday night to the County Dublin Leagues to get of a Friday night and see all the stars at that time. It was just absolutely fantastic. You used to have to walk probably about 3 miles to get there, and then if you'd got no money, you had to duck and dive to try and get in. So what's changed? Nothing's changed, but it's great.
Brandon, in between 3 world champions, 6 European, 3 Commonwealth, 16 British champions, how did you manage to still deal with fighters in the community and youngsters in the community?
Well, I was right lucky, or right crafty. I married an English woman who was very, very clever and kept me in tow, so she'd done everything regards of the administration, so it took all that pressure off me, and she was in. Now and again I used to think she was very strict in the gym, but my way and her way, as Johnny's there, she would stand at the door and you had to behave yourself when you come in. So the kids that had got no discipline, you say to them, what's the magic word? And they'd turn around and say, Johnny, abracadabra, I'd say it's please and thank you. You know, because none of, you know, what have I got to say please and thank you? I says, well, it makes the system work. When I look at them now, like your Wayne Windles, who's the main manager down at the big, what's the place down the bottom, Meadow Hall? And I look at him going around the place, when all the hard cases or the trouble causers come into Meadow Hall, you know, I've got me distance and watched them, communicate with them and sort all the problems out. So like with Johnny, when he'd come, a lot was very unorthodox, but it would be called political incorrect now, but it worked.
Glenn, we saw in Bristol the Advanced Apprenticeship of Sporting Excellence. It was a good structure that we saw there.
I think it's very good. I think, you know, in our day, just to take us off the streets and get us in the gym was good for us, you know. But I think by adding education on, that's something even better. That's taken it a step further, and I think that can only be good, you know. Give them the discipline first in boxing, but also hit them with some education, and that's where they're going to learn. That's where their attention is.